I have no interest in waiting a full 5 minutes. Hello, welcome back. Today, I'm going to be doing my damn best to get through the entirety of the Viper quests. This being used as I expect it will ever be. This is, on multiple layers now. Not technically my first time going through it. The original level of this was that, way back in the Unlockathon, which I think was my, like, 140-ish, somewhere in that area, VOD of this. I went through, and the entire purpose of that stream was to unlock fucking everything in Dawntrail I hadn't, like, done yet, like, that was, like set things up. I unlocked Cosmic Exploration, which I haven't touched since. I sped ran through Viper and Pictomancer. That's when I unlocked all of the allied societies. Possibly another thing. I don't know. And so technically, I've gone through all these quests before on stream, Lamau. I also think I initially unlocked Viper on stream as well. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I'm not digging for it. Same thing for Pictomancer, I think. That might have been one of the first Dawntrail streams, hypothetically. Because my original intention, yada yada, you know. Thankfully, for Evercold, I can just play as Reaper. But, yeah. And then the next level to this, in a stream that did not get archived, might still be on Twitch as of stream. Probably not. It's been a minute. Actually, no, it's only been a couple weeks. It's probably still up, unless I deleted it intentionally, which I may have, because I was very angry at that time. Where I got, I think it was like roughly halfway through, before, you know, the troubles. So, this time, you know, I did get through the entirety of the Bloodsworn Allied Society quests, and 2 out of 3... Okay, sorry, actually, no, straight up. About 2/3 of the Echoes of Vana'diel. So, and this will take, at most, an hour and a half, based on Reaper. Sage took longer, though, so I'm not sure. I don't know, we'll see. And you know, I have until, like, 8. So, roughly 4 hours. Within which to, oh my god, other shit I gotta do this morning. Damn. There is a very small chance that I try to get Picto in here as well, if everything works out. But, at the same time, maybe I shouldn't push my luck. Maybe that's a bad idea. But no, I think with no further ado... You're in an adventure, yes? There's a spot of bother over at the Weavers Guild, and we could use a hand sorting it out. We received an order for a full ensemble, but now that the work's been completed, the client refuses to pay. Mind you, I had my suspicions from the start. He calls himself a Viper, of all things. In my experience, people who name themselves after snakes are not to be trusted. In any case, he carries a pair of swords on his back, and I hate to think what would happen if he started wielding them in anger. Could you head to the guild and smooth things over? I don't much like the look of those swords he carries, though he'd still be quite intimidating without them. Oh god, it was pissing me off. Their fucking price listings for their capture cards are just all over the place. Between, like, dramatically more than when I first found them, to about the same, to just not existing at all, and just randomly jumping between all those. It has actually almost got me to, like, buy it early, just because I'm sick and tired of it ceasing to exist. So just fucking put it in a corner. I'm not gonna touch it for best case scenario, like, another 3 months. best case. But my options are limited. And I'd like to be able to get it eventually. So they're basically FOMOing me. Maybe it's intentional. Despite my best efforts to reason with him, he keeps going on and on about vipers or some such. What am I to do? How much does he owe? Bottomless pockets of gil over here. Good evening to you, stranger. I was hoping I might make the acquaintance of someone a bit rougher around the edges. Someone who's seen his fair share of action. Could you tell me what prey is worth hunting in these here parts? Have you any idea what he's talking about? I took no issue with fulfilling his order, but now that it's time for him to pay, it's as though we're talking at cross purposes. Likewise, I don't understand why this fellow's being so difficult. All I'm asking for is the outfit I ordered in the name of some critters worth killing. Maybe I ought to explain from the beginning. I'm from Tural, a big old continent on the other side of the salt west of here. You've been there, I reckon. Then you might have seen others who wielded the dual blades, or vipers as we're traditionally known. Our duty is to hunt ferocious beasts that endanger the lives of innocent folk. In fact, that's what brought me here. Thing is, all that fighting and long days on the road ain't been too kind to my gear. Reckon it was high time I get a new get-up, bespoke and all. Fascinating, I'm sure, but why do you refuse to pay for your order, and why are you so insistent that I choose my prey? 'Cause how else am I supposed to pay you? Do us a favor and we'll hunt down any beast you want. That's the code, how we vipers do business. Very Witcher coded. Weavers prefer more conventional forms of compensation. That's so you're saying they want something else instead. Payment commensurate with the skill and materials required, in gil, preferably. Well, didn't see that one coming. I guess that explains our little misunderstanding. But surely your countrymen trade in some sort of currency, yes? Or are you vipers so far removed from society as to be unaware of such concepts? Of course we know what money is. We ain't no bumpkins. But when it comes to requisitioning goods and services, I usually rely on the elders to deal with artisans and the like. Which is to say, I ain't in the habit of carrying significant sums. So be it. If your only form of payment is the slaying of beasts, that shall have to do. As it happens, one of my colleagues in Eastern Thanalan reports that merchants carrying our supplies were attacked by a wild fiend. What's more, the creature is a species of many-headed Skalkin, never before seen in this region, and is rumored to have escaped from the Colosseum, and has been running rampant ever since. Scally, a lot of heads. Alright, you got yourself a deal. Deal. Considering the guild has already fulfilled its end of the bargain, you should count yourself lucky. Still, I'd hate for anything to go awry at this juncture. Might I ask a favor of you, friend? I'd like you to accompany him and ensure that he attends to the creature as agreed. Besides, I dare say seeing a so-called viper at work will be an enlightening experience. The name's Kashqua. Pleasure to meet you. Creature was last seen near Camp Drybone, so I advise you begin there. It would appear that Viper fellow has already departed for Camp Drybone. I do hope he knows the way, or at least the good sense to ask for directions. Has the good sense for it? So, this is Camp Drybone, huh? Fitting name. Anyway, you ready to hunt? What's that look for? Let me guess. You want to ask around first and see if anyone can point us in the right direction. No need. The Weaver's friend told me plenty. All we gotta do is track down the beast, which is a Viper's specialty. Went after traders carrying tailor's materials. Bolts of cloth and whatnot don't sound none too tasty to me, so I'm guessing it's the merchants themselves the beast had its eye on. Most predators use their sense of smell to pick out their meals. Scents carry on the wind, so you gotta consider the positions of the rocks and plants to determine how the air tends to flow through the area. Ain't too hard to deduce where a critter's made its lair after you've done all that. Yep, that's a big one. Mean looking too. Might be wreaking havoc on the food chain, never mind the danger it poses to locals. Well, time to do what a Viper does best. That's that. So, like the show, don't play coy, I can see you're intrigued. But before I spill all my secrets, I got a question for you. Ever heard of a Turalvi? I've killed one. I think arguably could have killed several? You have. Then you know they're a rare breed of beasts that wield all sorts of powers like they got no right having. A threat to every other living thing that has the temerity to breathe in their vicinity. Because of their long lifespans and unnatural abilities, they were dubbed the Tyrants of Tural. That's more or less what the name means. Anyway, someone's gonna hunt the Turalvi, and that someone is us, the Vipers. You know, I've had a fair few adventures during my time here, but I can tell you're cut above the rest. Might even have what it takes to be a Viper. If you're interested, I can teach you on one condition. You'll help me hunt down a Turalvi that's made its way to Eorzea. What do you say? Ha, hell of a thing to ask out of the blue, I know. Just think on it some, will you? Let's head on back to Ul'dah and tell the Weaver fellow we're square. The journey will give you time to consider my offer. Man. Oh, fuck, I just chose the first thing that came up, didn't I? Lamau. If only I had the time. Rip, best of luck. I just gave our Weaver friend the good news, and he handed over this set of fancy duds. As promised, gotta say, it was worth the trouble. So, about my offer. You ready to become a Viper and protect folks from the nastiest beasts that ever lived? Fuck yeah, why not? A mighty fine answer. I'll make a Viper of you. Just see if I don't. First order of business, let me give you this here soul crystal. It contains knowledge of our fighting arts, passed down since ancient times, from one generation of Vipers to the next. Assuming you've got the knack for it, our skills can be yours too. I've also got a fresh set of Viper gear for you. The Weavers Guild wanted to thank you for overseeing our hunt earlier, so they made you your very own outfit. Guess the fella took your measurements on by eye or something. Oh, and the blades are a couple of spares I had handy. Try it all on for size, and let me get a look at you while you're at it. Ah, there it is. Boom. Well, you sure look the part, but do you feel anything from the soul crystal? Ha, I knew it. Sounds like you got what it takes to be a Viper. But the only way to know for sure is to put them new skills through the test. For that, we'll need prey. From what I hear, you adventurers have got your own guild, so I'm guessing the folks there will know the best spots for hunting. Let's see what they can tell us. Oh, there you go. Spooky. If you're after deadly predators, try Spineless Basin. Lately, there have been sightings of heretofore unknown species, those that slaughter anything that moves, including travelers. What's worse, they work in packs. Even the adventurers hired to call them ended up meeting a sticky end. F. Bird, be gone. Thank you. Spineless Basin has the kind of fiends you're after, but don't blame me if you end up dead. Do you know who I am? If I take this opportunity, will I miss out on a better one? Oh, wait, no, hang on, you got nothing to do with this. Get the fuck out of here. I already said I don't know anything about beasties. Who are you, anyway? You got a lead already. Maybe there's something to this whole asking around thing after all. Critters not from around these parts, you say. Either they got chased out of their usual habitat, or they were brung here. Either way, that's bad news for folks unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. The hunting of Turalvi is a Viper's most important duty, but that doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to lesser threats. Next up, Spineless Basin. I don't know what that man was on about. Who'd want to go looking for monsters anyway? I don't know, maybe the kind folks of the Adventurers Guild whom you are standing in front of. Just a thought. I still have the bike. I'll put it back on random. Bucket, why not? These here adventurers ran into a whole gaggle of the fiends we're after. They got pretty roughed up, but I saw to their wounds ready, don't you worry. Before you go and say hello to the troublemakers, I reckon I'll teach you about the Viper's dual blades. Our techniques were created for the sole purpose of killing Turalvi. Most of them are meaner varieties of things you might encounter in the wild, often with special powers to boot. To stand a chance against these powerful enemies, our ancestors looked to Vipers for inspiration, always twisting and turning to find the perfect angle of attack to take down bigger prey. Two blades were the twin things of a Viper, to wield in tandem and strike with precision. They can also be combined into a single weapon that weaves and sways like the body of a snake. By switching between these stances, the Viper has the capacity to adapt to any situation. Now, the prey we're after tonight ain't nowhere near as fearsome as a Turalvi, but they'll give you a chance to test your new skills. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, no, fuck shit. The beasts we're chasing supposedly work in packs. My gut tells me there's a whole bunch of them over by that big old tree. We're doing it on very... no, because I need them to have enough health to hit. Fine. If there are any meter BCs, they must be biding their time. All I see here is fodder. Though, for practicing your new skills, they'll do fine. I'll stay out of your way and give you a few pointers. Let me know when you're ready. Fuck, goddamn. Let's start with the basics. There are two stances, Dual Fang and Viper. Dual Fang means wielding your two blades separately. Start by using either Steel Fangs or Reaping Fangs, then press the attack. To finish the sequence, switch back to Viper and hit him with Death Rattle. Poke. 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 Not bad at all. Those techniques are some of the most important tools in your kit. Are they though? Come on over here and I'll tell you about attacking from Dual Fang stance. Time to practice your Dual Fang techniques. Start with an opener, follow up with a second, then pick one of the 4 finishers. Flank Sting Strike, Flank Bane Heinz Sting Strike, or Heinz Bane Fang. As you can tell by the names, each finisher works best from a certain position. But don't worry about that for now, just give them all a try. Your work, Arntel. Looks like you got the hang of Dual Fang stance. Can we move on, please? That roar just now, almost like it was telling him to clear out. I reckon there's a big old bastard waiting in the wings, and now it's sent us tougher opposition. Lucky for you, I got just the thing for dealing with Lummixes like them. I'll tell you about it when you're ready. Alright, now for a Viper stance, where you combine your 2 blades into one to deliver powerful strikes. Perfect for tougher opponents. Open with Vicewinder, then transition into Twin Fang Bite or Twin Blood Bite from Dual Fang stance. You didn't survive. I have 1 attack left. This is bullshit. That Roarin's getting closer. Boss Beast must be pissed that its minions keep getting beat. Ah, there it is. Time to take it down a peg or 3. Just remember what you're dealing with here. It ain't no pushover like the rest. Still, you got all the tools you need at your disposal. Show it what a Viper can do. If memory serves, this thing has entirely too much fucking health. I don't know, I think he's fighting back, dude. You're mentioning that, and yet he's got no positions. He's got the full range. Good. Not bad at all. Those were just the basics, but your execution was mighty impressive. Since you've proven you won't be a liability, let me tell you about the Tural Vidral we're up against. We call it Ixox Shamajun. It's an offshoot of the Barracks, a deadly jungle predator. And after a series of mutations, this one's grown huge wings. Worse yet, it's smart as a whip and has a mean streak a malm wide. After learning of the beast, me and my most promising student set off to slay it. Facing it head-on seemed like suicide, so we laid an ambush. Almost worked, too. Almost. We thought we had it subdued and made our approach to deliver the killing blow. But we underestimated the fiend's cunning nature. When we got close, it lashed out, lightning quick, before taking to the skies. I cradled my brother in arms as he breathed his last. Revenge is all I've been able to think about ever since. I traveled the length and breadth of Tural looking for that beast, with nothing to show for it but a half-dozen pairs of ruined boots. With each passing day, I grew more and more desperate. That was until I met some folk who had crossed the Salt on a trade ship from Ul'dah. They claimed they'd seen a huge winged creature flying eastwards over the ocean. Knowing how clever Ixox Shamun is, I reckoned it'd gone in search of new hunting grounds, somewhere without an established threat like us Vipers. So I bought a passage on a ship, and here I am. Little did I know Eorzea would be damn near as big as Tural. I'm a fish out of water, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Or that I'm gonna need all the help I can get. That's where you come in. With you on my side, I might just stand a chance of avenging my fallen comrade. What do you say? Thanks. That means a lot. Let's get back to Ul'dah and see if we can't find some clues as to that guy's whereabouts. As you saw at the Weaver's Guild, chatting up folks ain't my strong suit. If you're happy to take the lead, I'm happy to follow, at least for now. Think you can ask the locals if they spotted any strange creatures flying around. As for me, I'll study your technique, see if I can't brush up my social graces and whatnot. A flying beast? Well, yes, of late we've had sightings of such a creature more and more each day. We're looking into it ourselves, but there's been no reported attacks, nor can I provide a more detailed description. As such, I can't say if it's the same one you're after. I wish I could be of more assistance, but the eyewitness reports were not particularly informative. Yeah, when I was on the ship here, I heard about this hunt your local companies seem to be running. We got a system like that back in Tural, too, mainly for dealing with the Tural Vidral. Naturally, the bulk of the work was handled by Vipers, but ever since the Dawn Servant came to power, the scope has been expanded to cover a wider range of threats. These days, pretty much anyone can take on jobs, and there's no shortage of them all over. If you're ever in Tural, maybe you ought to give it a try. I don't think I've done any of the Dawn Trail hunts. I'm sure I will eventually when they add stuff I care about having. Whole lot of people here. We got cities of our own back in Tural, but this is something else. You know, to become a Viper, traditionally, you've got to live in this remote village in the mountains, where you learn all you can about the habits of various beasts. Ain't much else to do out there, so anytime you get to yourself, you're expected to spend honing your skills. Once training's done, you're free to roam where you please. There ain't many Tural Vidral that need hunting, but they can spring up pretty much anywhere in Tural. So many say it's good to keep on the move. Me though, I choose to stick around even after I finished my training. Gave me a chance to work on my swordsmanship, and instead of going out looking for work, folks came straight to us asking for help. That's how I got complacent and fell into the habit of letting my elders and students do all the talking and negotiating with outsiders. Even my passage here was arranged by an acquaintance. What? A winged creature? Oh, well, I've only heard the rumors. They say it's a dozen faces ringed with fire, wriggling tentacles, and it shoots beams of light from its eyes. Of course, it's all too common for those with money, or with more money than sense, to bring in bizarre species from distant lands. And the trouble with rumors is that they grow ever more fanciful with each retelling. Foreshadowing? Foreshadowing for the, biblically accurate serifs? Well, damned if I know how you did it, but you and your silver tongue got useful information out of folks. Even if none of it amounted to a solid lead, the knowledge that Ixox Jamoon hasn't kicked up a proper fuss yet is a clue all in itself. I reckon it's taking its time to get the lie of the land, having only just arrived here. Alright, now I've seen a master at work, I'm going to try my hand at talking to the locals. Best way is to learn by doing. Couldn't agree more. Besides, I faced meaner foes than a few tight-lipped city folk. And if I make a fool of myself, so what? I'll just ask someone else. And it just so happens I brought with me a whole bunch of herbs and knickknacks from back home that I can sell to keep myself fed. It might take a while to find any solid leads, but at least I can get by for the time being. Probably take some, like, odd jobs from the Adventurers Guild. So, those are the ones who slew my pets, interlopers on the hunt for my next darling prize. Little do they know, its lost interest in Thanalan. Just as well, its fickle nature may yet bring us greater delights. I'm sorry, and you are? I'll be doing my damnedest to get more information. Might take a while though, so come see me later. Don't forget to practice your Viper techniques. Good to see you, Arentel. After a lot of asking around, I dug up some new leads on Ixox Jamoon. Or at least I think I did. Wasn't easy though, at first. The only stories of interest were about Gridanian poachers dealing in so-called exotic meats. Juveniles, in other words, too young and too dead to be what we're after. That detour notwithstanding, there were a few other tidbits that might be useful. Got my own thoughts on the matter, but I want to hear yours too. Is that alright? Much obliged. So I hear an adventurer came across a whole bunch of strikingly beautiful red feathers. Just outside of town, they ended up giving them to some kids who've been playing with them ever since. More to the point, there was talk of a strange beast with glowing blue eyes flying off towards a place called the Black Shroud. Red feathers, blue eyes. Put the two together, it sounds an awful lot like Ixox Jamoon. Seems it's had enough of Thanalan and picked Shroud as its next stomping ground. But what's your take on it all? It's a promising lead. Huh, I knew you'd agree. After the amount of mystery meat I've had to sample just to squeeze information out of these butchers at the market, I'm glad it'll all be paid off. As for our next move, I reckon we ought to take an airship to Gridania. From what I hear, a fellow by the name of Gavin over at the Adder's Nest should be able to tell us more. I'll meet you there. I probably should do like a couple of or just do hunts in ARR and shit just to get Centurio seals. I have been skipping out on the Aetheryte tickets for what? Fucking probably close to 6 years now. Man, I should write down when I started playing this game. That playtime's not gonna help. 249 days. God damn. And 21 hours. And 17 minutes. How might I help? I'm after a troll of I'm searching for this dangerous creature that's come over from another continent. I see. As it happens, I'm aware of a beast that matches the description of this Ixox Shamu. It sucks, Shamu? Our scouts spoke of its blue eyes and red wings, and of its aggressive nature, leading it to attack any who dare approach. So it really is here in the Shroud, and up to no good already. I'm surprised that the elementals haven't fucking zapped it. Thankfully, there have been no deaths so far, but it's only a matter of time before a merchant or adventurer becomes the first. I believe Ixox Shamu came here in search of new territory. Then land wasn't to its liking, and now it's testing out the Shroud. It would appear so. I'll tell the other adders that you're pursuing the beast, and to lend what assistance they can. I assume that's alright with you? Yes, sir. The more the merrier. Slaying the bastard's what matters, and I ain't too proud to accept help when it's offered. So, where was it last seen? In the South Shroud. Once you're there, head for Quarry Mill and look for Lieutenant Goliath. He's leading the search. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but I think I did. So I was briefly looking over the last VOD for the Alliance raids, and because I wanted to see if the AC was coming up over the mic, and it seems fine to me. But in the so doing, I found that I couldn't much tell anyway, because the game was completely drowning out my voice. Which is weird, because it never did so before. So I wonder if that's something to do with the, like, compression I've put on a long time ago now, or the AC, or some other third factor that I'm just too fool to know. So I bumped the game audio down a little bit. I can't really bump up my mic audio to compensate, because I already poke the red fairly often. So... you know? Innocent Store. Oh, Innocent. That's your actual name. You're Rogadin. That makes sense. I don't believe we've had the pleasure. I gather you too are in pursuit of the creature. That said, you look more Seawolf than Hellsguard. So I would have expected a Seawolf name personally, but hey. I'm guessing that's Lieutenant Goliath, but who are these two? I think I already read that. You must be Keshpa Narantel. The Adder's Nest sent word to expect you both. I'm Goliath, the officer in charge of this operation. This is Innocent Stork, who provided us with vital information. A merchant in her employ spotted the beast on the way back from Ul'dah. She's also taken the liberty of assembling a team of experts to assist in tracking the target. At no small expense, I might add. But compared to the losses my business would suffer were the creature allowed to roam free, I deemed it a worthy investment. As our goals are aligned, perhaps you wish to join my experts in the field. So, you'll find them near Roots Lake. I'm sure you'll get along swimmingly. Looks like we're late to the party. Let's go hear what they have to say. In light of Innocent Stork's considerable generosity, the Twin Adder have decided to let her experts handle the primary search efforts in our stead. My men and I will provide support by making inquiries around the settlement and sharing any new information we happen to acquire. The fellow standing behind me, my bodyguard, one can never be too careful, particularly when traversing known trade routes. Fair enough, I guess. Maybe they're not a villain. Maybe they're perfectly reasonable. Or maybe they're a damn dirty capitalist. Gosh, I gotta do unsync runs for all of these. I'd say we found our experts. Fresh meat for the hunt, eh? Order came down to let you tag along, but don't get underfoot. We're looking for signs of the creature so our naturalists can predict its movements. Well, we'll then lay traps where it's expected to appear. Got themselves a proper plan, don't they? Seeing as they're being so accommodating, we might as well join in the search. The dung appears to be that of an enormous beast, judging by its dry appearance and muted odor. It was excreted some time ago. The dung exudes a foul odor. The lingering warmth indicates it was recently deposited. These creatures bear the marks of enormous claws on their hindquarters, suggesting they were struck down as they attempted to flee. Found me a few signs of activity. How about you? Corpses of grazing animals gouged by monstrous claws. Same here. The size and depth of the wounds are consistent with how Ixox Shamoon hunts. And just like back in Tural, it's killing not just to eat, but also to mark its territory, to show anyone and everyone who's boss. There you are. Managed to sniff anything out? Yes, sir. Aside from a couple of dung hills, we got some dead wildlife. Most likely the work of Ixox Shamoon. I reckon it's close, somewhere north of the swamp. We came to the same conclusion. The predator makes no attempt to cover its tracks. Clearly it has survived so long by virtue of its immense proportions, and in spite of its diminished intelligence. You got it all wrong. It left those tracks on purpose to see how we'd react. Are you saying the beast is testing us? That's absurd. The level of foresight and cunning required to even attempt to do so is far beyond lesser beings. As for the corpses it left behind, those animals must not have been to its taste. I suggest using fresh cuts of prime livestock as bait. The bloodier, the better. Once the creature has been enticed, surrounding and subduing it is but a formality. Hate to break it to you, but Ixox Jamu is way too clever to fall for that. You're gonna need every trick in the book and then some. Rest assured, I've considered every eventuality, and even if there was merit to your advice, I will not let it be said that our success was the product of anyone's genius but mine and mine alone. What difference does it make who came up with what? A monetary difference. Innocent Stork offers better rewards based on performance. I don't even think about trying to steal our thunder. We're the ones who will bring her Ixoc, whatever its name is, not you. Listen, we're trained to fight large predators like these. If you've got any sense, you'll let us take the lead. And put our lives in the hands of complete strangers? I think not. There's no place in our strategy for you, so stand aside and wait for further instructions. Total strangers? Try the savior of the universe. Quite literally. Fine, have it your way. If you're half the hunters you think you are, Ixox Shamu is as good as dead, right? Come on, Arentel, let's leave him to it. Nothing good ever came from working with people you can't trust. Even I know that. Then it's decided. You two will wait at the southern end of the lower paths. Be ready to give chase in case the beast escapes us. Not that it will. I'm sure this will end very well for them. And nothing bad will happen. And we're all going to laugh about this later. A Viper should be the one to finish off Ixox Shamu to properly avenge our brother in arms, but really, it doesn't matter who does the deed so long as the beast dies. Fucking tree. Thank you. Awful quiet, don't you think? Suddenly caught by the sounds of screaming. Ah, there it is! Ah! That would be the naturalist being disemboweled. You hear that? That must be one of the hunting party. It came from the north. Let's move. What are we gonna get? Taste. Oh shit, they're all full. Nice. I'm gonna catch my first Twitch ban because I pull open the party finder and there's just something fucking foul on it. I don't even see it. Don't notice it. The AI picks it up. Oh. I'm gonna unlock one of my chakras. Let's go. It's bad. Real bad. He's fucking gone. GG. I know it hurts, but please, tell us what happened. It was watching us. The fresh lamb should draw the target out of hiding, though if I lace it with the toxin I brought, success is practically guaranteed. Toxin. We were explicitly told not to kill the beast, in case you'd forgotten. Of course not. It can be used as a sedative, highly potent, but only lethal if applied in excess. If you lack the stomach for it, I'll do it myself. Naturally, my personal contributions will be detailed in the final report to ensure credit is given where due. What the hell's he playing at? If it catches wind, the plan's ruined. Shouldn't we go after them? No, it'll only make things worse. If the bookworm wants to stick his neck out for a few more gil, I say let him. Bookworm, you're a mage! What? No, no! Gods have mercy, there it is. Stay calm, nothing's changed except the bait. Now's our chance. You've lost your tank. I don't think it's going to work out well for you. Oh, they had a marauder. They had a chance. Fair enough. My bad. Somehow missed the axe. They were screaming. I ran, but I could still hear. You were right. I knew it. It knew. It knew. F. Joshua, Arntel, by the 12, what happened here? Idiots died stupidly? I don't know. The hunters became the hunted. I shall see that their remains are recovered and the necessary rites performed. Perhaps you'd be so kind as to return to Quarrymill and share these unfortunate tidings with innocent Stork. Something tells me she may not be quite so innocent. Even with the sedatives, they didn't stand a chance. If only I talked them out of it, this never would have happened. I'd anticipated casualties, but it was a massacre. Ixox-Jamu's grown bolder. Before, it only hunted animals, lone travelers, prey it knew it could handle with ease. Its past brushes with death taught it to be cautious. That's probably why it fled Tural in the first place, too. But it just outwitted a group of armed hunters. Instead of running away from trouble, the beast went looking for it. This was a sport, a game. It was having fun. And now that it's had a taste, it's only going to want more. My poor judgment invited this tragedy. I must make amends. Please allow me to assist you in pursuing the creature. Even without a team of experts at my disposal, I believe my network of contacts will prove useful in gathering vital information. We'd be grateful for information, but we'll take care of the rest. Understood. I place my faith in your abilities as Vipers. Appreciate it, man. If you turn up any leads, be sure to let us know. I'd best return to the Address Nest and deliver my report. It's imperative we inform the populace of the threat posed by Ixox-Shamoon. Might I ask that you use Quarrymill as your temporary base of operations? Knowing where to find you will make it easier to coordinate our efforts. Suits me fine. Besides, I got plenty to do here, like learn about this neck of the woods and the critters and whatnot. But while I have you, there's one thing I want to ask. How did the Twin Adders get their name? Just random Gridanian history lesson, let's go? I beg your pardon. What does that have to do with Ixox-Jamoon? Nothing really. It's just that us Vipers based our fighting arts on snakes, so they're near and dear to our hearts. Might even say we got a reference for them. Is that so? I suppose we also feel a kinship towards snakes. The name Twin Adders come from the pair of white snakes in the Gerdanian standard. Though the imagery predates the city-state's founding, there's more I could tell you, though I fear other matters must take precedence. With a history as long as that, we'd be here talking until the Pakis came home. I'd love to hear more about it, but I understand it'll have to wait. I'd best get to learning what I can about Ixox. Fuck you. Well, while I see to that, maybe you ought to squeeze in some more trading. I had a bad feeling when I woke up this morning, and sure enough, Ixox has struck again. Goliath and Innocent Stork are trying to narrow down where it'll appear next, based on the reports, but so far they've come up empty. I hear Goliath is over at Felgord Float, talking to witnesses. Let's go see what he's learned. Oh, no. North Shroud. Same as with innocent storks, hunters, it's leaving the corpses where they lie, uneaten, all to make a point. This is my claim, and you live and die at my pleasure. Thank you for coming. I expect Kashua has shared some of the details, but it's even worse than we thought. Ixox grows increasingly bold, with deadly consequences. For a blessing, the people here remain calm, though we must act quickly to avoid widespread panic. The Adders have called upon anyone with information to share and asked that they gather here. As we requested that any detail be reported, no matter how small, we find ourselves somewhat inundated. I'm certain, however, that among the accounts are clues vital to locating our query. We can help with that. All we gotta do is ask folks around here what they've seen, right? Ah, yes, that would be most helpful. Perhaps you could start near the Aetheryte, while Arentel asks those over at the over by the Bobbing Quirk. I'd recommend questioning the adventurers. With their curious nature and penchant for getting into trouble, they're more likely to have seen something of interest. I was passing through the North Shroud when I saw a frightful creature with immense red wings. It was a little too far away to see clearly, but it seemed to be battling a group of smaller beasts, which it promptly slaughtered before flying away. Even from a distance, I could make out what it did to those smaller creatures. I'll never forget the way its claws ripped through them like a knife through butter. While passing through, I heard that some fiend was on a rampage over in the East Shroud. I didn't think much of it at first, but when I saw all of the people coming from that direction and the looks on their faces, I decided to stay put. Get out of here. Be gone. Bleed. I decided to stay put. Good thing I did too, or I might have died. I saw it flying over the central shroud. With each flap of its massive wings came a powerful wind bearing the scent of blood. So noxious and suffocating it was, all I could do... It was all I could do not to vomit where I stood. Those crimson wings, the stench of blood, it'll haunt me till the end of my days. I don't think he's going to be an adventurer much longer. Neat. Everyone's got a story to share, but nothing that seems to point where Ixox Jamoon might strike next. You do any better? Northeast and Central Shroud, huh? The folks I asked said it was in the south. I tell you, it must be trying to make the whole damn forest this territory. Hold on now. One of the guys I talked to was in the East Shroud. Your witness heard the beast was on the rampage, but mine said he never saw Ixox. Yeah. Even though they should have been there at the same time. That's worth looking into, don't you think? You might be onto something there. I'm not saying this is the answer, but you never know where a trail take you till you follow it. We ought to go chat up that fella again. I'll take you to him. This is the gentleman who sauntered through the East Shroud and didn't see a thing, or so he says. As I said before, I was traversing the East Shroud on an errand when I heard what sounded like the flapping of enormous wings. A moment later, I saw a wounded animal charging through the brush. It was then I recalled the rumors of a monstrosity on the loose, realized I was in danger, and ran. So the critter was hurt, but still able to make an escape. But the way it could have... Yeah. But the only way it could have gotten away from Ixox is if the bastard chose to let it go. Meanwhile, our friend here was close enough to hear the wings flapping, yet lived to tell the tale. An adventure traveling alone would have been easy pickings, so why'd Ixox Jamoon spare him? He was carrying something that no other adventurer had? All I had on me were some bottle potions and ethers. Ah, but there was one other thing. I carry a potpourri filled with Giribani wildgrass, and an Alamecan custom, in case you're unaware. That's gotta be it. Goliath will want to hear about this. That was odd. I've never seen anyone get so excited by the mere mention of a potpourri. But it takes all sorts, I suppose. We can go over the finer details later, but first, I need Goliath to look into something for me. Could you wait here a moment? Keshua has asked me to verify a theory of his. I shan't be long. It's exactly as you surmised. Most of those who've seen Ixox and lived to tell the tale are Alamecan adventurers. I knew it. It's gotta be that fragrance. A lot of animals have a powerful sense of smell, and Ixox is no exception, which makes it that much more sensitive to odors it doesn't care for. I reckon the beast can't stand the wild grass in those potpourris. It's a potent fragrance, a lot like other kinds of grass we got back in Dural. Come to think of it, Ixox never went anywhere that grass was growing. If one man's meat is another's poison, perhaps the same can be said for aromas. Exactly. And now that we know what Ixox can't stomach, we can use this information to drive it where we want it. Then it would behoove me to share our discovery with Innocent Stork. Given the information and context at her disposal, I dare say she'll help us find a way to utilize the fragrance to its maximum potential. I dare say you're right. In the meantime, I'll head on over to Giribania and pick us some wild grass. Yes, by all means. We must do everything in our power to avert further tragedy. Many of the adventurers gathered here are so terrified of encountering Ixox that they're considering abandoning the profession entirely. Several are yet fledglings. If they had to contend with a foe far beyond their reckoning, they'd die before gaining enough experience to even be considered adventurers. The thought of their bright futures being snatched away like that is almost more than I can bear. This is the very reason I joined the Twin Adders, to prevent such senseless deaths. Therefore, I humbly request your cooperation in slaying the dread Ixox. No need. I had every intention of putting the bastard in the dirt. To the matter at hand, then. A few moments ago, one of the adventurers mentioned that the wild grass we seek grows abundantly at Pike Falls. Once you've collected enough, let us rendezvous at Quarry Mill. I must warn you, though, that Girabania is home to some particularly vicious wildlife. Be on your guard. I'll let the Orozino Alliance know you'll be harvesting necessary supplies in the fringes, lest these sentries mistake the two of you for bandits or worse. Oh, a monster. Can I just auto it now? I could, but too long. Perish. That ought to do it. As much as I'd love to stick around and study the wildlife, we'd better get back to Quarry Mill. I would like that back, please. Thank you. Man, I wish I had space for a third monitor. It'd be so nice. I'm gonna get a third monitor. Man, I wish I had space for a fourth monitor. Upon being informed of your plan to entrap Ixox, I came as quickly as I could. Now we just need to find a way to defuse the extract. We've done well to gather so much wild grass. As promised, I'd called upon Innocent Stork to advise us on our next steps. I placed an order with an alchemist acquaintance for custom-made diffuser pouches, which we may employ to spread the aroma over a wide area while prolonging its potency. We will issue these pouches to Twin Adder units tasked with driving the beast into an isolated location of our choosing, away from civilians and an ideal spot for the final showdown. That's good thinking. Indeed, once the pouches have been produced, the beast is as good as ours. If I may, there's a further request I wish to make. Rather than slaying Ixox outright, would you instead be able to capture it alive? That seems unwise. Also, revenge. The better to understand its behavior, such knowledge will prove invaluable should predators of a similar nature trouble us in the future. That's a risk we can't afford to take, man. Those hunters of yours tried baiting it with a carcass laced with sedatives, but Ixox saw right through their plan. It demonstrated a degree of cunning to rival any man's. Even if we did capture it, it's only a matter of time before it escapes and kills again. There's only one way you can deal with a monstrosity like that. You slay it first chance you get, no half measures, no hesitation. Then we are left with no other choice. Pray forgive me for making such an ill-considered suggestion. I shall abandon all thought of capturing the beast, and instead turn my attention to the procurement of the diffuser pouches. You will hear from me soon. For some reason, I don't think we can trust you. Maybe it's the ominous music. She ought to know by now what we're up against. Why even ask? Man, why can't I say innocent Stork can't be trusted? She has her own angle. I want to say both, please. Both? She can't be trusted. I ain't the type to guess at folks' motivations. Wish she'd do us all a favor and put her cards on the table. The rich and powerful are rarely so obliging. You got that right. But since us salt of the earth are speaking our minds, there's a fear in you. But of what I can't tell, Gilf, your thoughts. Never know. I might be able to help. Well, after talking with those adventurers, I can't help but feel a little scared of Ixox, that's all. Anyway, I should return to Gridania to make my report. Folks always saying one thing, but meaning another, just when I was starting to believe I'd gotten the hang of polite conversation. Ain't no forcing the issue, I know. If Goliath has something to say, he'll say it when he's good and ready. So now we gotta wait on those pouches, and who knows how long that'll be. I'll keep an eye on things here, so I recommend you get ready to face Ixox. Based on the fact that is the level 85 quest, I think there's a little bit more going on. Anyway, I am going to... Actually, hang on. There they are. I'm going to step away for 45 seconds. Or thereabouts. And then we will wrap up the Viper quests, one hopes. I'm back. Goliath sent word that the diffuser pouches are ready. He's heading on over now. Once he arrives, we can finally put this plan into action. The pouches have been distributed among the Twin Adders, along with instructions and correct handling. You see, according to the alchemists who made them, the aroma of the wild grass dulls these senses. For the average person, this would do little more than soothe the nerves, but to a creature with a heightened sense of smell, the effect would be far more pronounced. As for where we will entrap Ixox, Innocent Stork has proposed a location in the Dravanian hinterlands that she believes is ideal. The surrounding area is largely uninhabited, and in Idleshire, the only settlement nearby, is relatively simple to defend. We have already consulted with the Ashgardians, and they gave us their blessings to proceed. That's all well and good, but why? But by the look in your face, you're not. I ain't gonna press, but I will suggest that once we get to Dravania, you best hang back and leave the fighting to us. You know full well I'm keeping things from you, yet still you show concern for my well-being. Why? Just my way, I suppose. Or the way I was trained as a Viper. It's our job to keep folks safe from creatures that go against the natural order. Doesn't matter who you are or whose side you're on, politics, feuds, all that drama ain't none of our concern. I'll admit I've got my doubts about you, but you're still someone I need to protect from Ixox. Simple as that. There's something you need to know. Out in Western Korthus is, well, as I thought, you yet to depart from Quarrymill. What's keeping you? Lieutenant Gullius, whatever is the matter? You look like someone just walked over your grave. I'm glad to find the two of you in better spirits, though. Seeing as our friend is somewhat under the weather, perhaps it's best that he stays behind with me in Idleshire. No objections here, but Goliath and I were having a heart-to-heart, if you don't mind. I do. We have a schedule to keep, but I must insist our dear Vipers get it underway. Well, while you are en route to the Dravanian hinterlands, I'd be happy to lend an ear to Goliath in his troubles. You needn't worry yourselves, it's of no import. I wish you both good hunting. Talk about shit timing. For better or for worse, we'll find out what he was holding back soon enough. Anyway, we got a Tural Vidral to slay. No sign of Ixox, which gives us time to pick a good spot for an ambush. Let me know what you find. Although the view is obstructed by the wall, you should be able to remain concealed easily. The cramped conditions offer only a limited field of vision, and combat would doubtless prove difficult. While this location offers a commanding view of the area, it does not offer enough space to fight to your full potential. You've surveyed a number of locations, each varying in suitability. Keshwa will be eager to hear your report. I found something you ain't gonna believe. You smell that? It's gotta be one of Innocent Stork's diffuser pouches. Somebody must have hidden it nearby. With a bag of wild grass stinking up the place, there's no way Ixox was ever going to show. Goliath and Innocent Stork sent us on a wild alpaca chase, so where's our Turel Vidral if it ain't here? The Horthus Western Highlands. Ah, so that's what Goliath was trying to tell us, at least until he was cut off. With any luck, that clue will lead us to Innocent Stork. She's probably still plotting to capture Ixox alive, the stubborn fool. No sign of our tricksters or Ixox. We best keep searching. There they are. Well, if it isn't the esteemed Vipers, who, with all their supposed skill and intellect, asserted that capturing the great Ixox was nigh impossible. Perhaps you were simply afraid. As you can see, I proved equal to the task. All it took was a little ingenuity. I understand Ixox's cunning and cruelty better than anyone. There's no way you got it in that cage without... Wait, where's your bodyguard? You yourself observed how attempting to lure Ixox with obvious bait ended in failure, but a beast is still a beast, a predator that is compelled to hunt. Casualties are inevitable, and a prudent strategy must account for them. An exceptional one, however, would leverage this element to its advantage, as mine did. You ordered him to put sedatives in his pocket and face Ixox alone. It was over before it began, his screams still ring in my ears. So you fed Ixox the sedatives and your bodyguard along with them. You're telling me he willingly offered himself up? Enthusiastically even, all to ensure his plague-stricken family received treatment. The duration of which would be determined by his performance. He all but leapt into the beast's maw. As I'm sure Goliath would agree, there's no limit to what we can accomplish when given the appropriate incentive. Why go to such despicable lengths to capture Ixox? Fucking why do I try? Oh please, everyone's getting what they wanted, so let's not quibble over the details. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll even answer your question, rudely asked though it was. Everyone has their own unique proclivities, and I am no exception. I have awoken to the thrill of bringing rare and ferocious beasts under my power. But that only whets my appetite for the true pleasure, when I unleash my pets upon worthy opponents to enact scenes of glorious carnage. I've had my share of monsters, but none of them compare to you. A monster and a fool. That there's a Troll Vidral. The moment you open that cage, it's gonna rip you to shreds. Indeed it would, if it were so inclined. But if Ixox is as intelligent and bloodthirsty as you say, it will soon learn that I can provide a constant supply of worthy prey. In return, it will accept me as its master. It's awake. I grow tired of this place. One of my lesser pets should be more than adequate to dispose of you. After all, I'm loath to release Ixox while it remains subdued. And though I may not be watching, I do try to put on a good show regardless. Unfortunate. Thanks, I owe you. God damn it, I can't believe anyone would be stupid enough to try taming a Troll Vidral. Never mind Ixox himself. But what really sticks in my craw is that Goliath has been dancing to Innocent Stork's tune. There I was, thinking he needed our help. She must be manipulating him. You're right. There's more to this than meets the eye. Anyway, no point freezing our asses off here. Let's get back to Quarry Mill to think things over. One thing I know for certain is that Ixox ain't gonna play the obedient pet for long. Innocent Stork's gonna find that out the hard way, but I reckon that'll be after she gets the urge to indulge her twisted appetites. I'll do what I can to suss out where she's got to before then. Then there's Goliath. The Twin Adder need to know what he's been up to, and that he's still alive, for now at least. You best get back to your training for now. Cage or not, Ixox out there, and our job ain't done until he's dead. Since the last time we spoke, the Twin Adder have been looking for Goliath, but they ain't found hide nor hair of him. Meanwhile, there have been plenty of Ixox Jamoon sightings. Seems Innocent Stork's eager to put her new pet to work. I expect that's why Goliath's commanding officer asked for our help. Let's head to the Adder's Nest and see what and hear what he has to say. It's good to finally meet you both. Goliath spoke highly of you and your contributions to our hunt for Ixox. Speaking of which, you got information for us, right? We've received multiple eyewitness reports of a creature surpassing even the most elite marks. It dispatches its victims swiftly before flying away. At Innocent Stork's direction, I'll wager, she's setting Ixox Jamoon loose to kill for her own amusement. Those slain were mostly roaming adventurers, but the circumstances of each attack suggests an escalation. The beach is striking in broad daylight and closer to more populated settlements. The risk of a massacre grows greater by the day. There is another matter I wish to discuss, which may shed some light on this situation. We have received a letter from Goliath. Though details are sparse, he wishes to resign from the Twin Adders. The letter also includes a message for the two of you. Do you recall our discussion in southern Thanalan? Though my aspirations were beyond me, I pray that you succeed in fulfilling your own. I remember, Goliath. You wanted to prevent those with bright futures from dying before their time. That's why you joined the Twin Adders. Wait. We had that talk in the Shroud, not Thanalan. And he mentions our aspirations, which is to protect people from rampaging beasts. Don't you see? He's telling us that Ixox Jamoon is going to appear in southern Thanalan. A hidden message, albeit not a particularly well-hidden one. If Innocent Stork read this, she would surely divine his intent. I can only surmise that she knew and allowed the letter to be sent regardless. What better way to lure you into a confrontation with Ixox than by taking advantage of Goliath's sincere plea for help? Trap or not, a confrontation suits me fine. If it's a show she wants, then we're happy to oblige. As for the wearer, she doubtless wishes to avoid attracting the attention of the Immortal Flames and the Amal Jah. The Sagoli Desert like us not. I'll send word to Ul'dah, but in the meantime, I wish you every success. Another carcass. This was Ixox Jamoon's work. Didn't expect the trail to be this easy to pick up, but perhaps I should have. All that's left now is to walk straight into the trap. No viper worth their salt ever shied away from danger. Am I right? Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Oh. Oh shit. such grace, such power. Magnificence itself given form, worthy of all. Alas, these mediocre distractions are a poor canvas for your art. Why aren't you tapped in? Oh, I was fucking, god damn it. Fucking. It's over, Innocent Stork. On the contrary, the main attraction is just beginning. Goliath, what have you done to him? After his childish trick with the coded letter, I decided to let Ixox punish him. An appetizer, if you will. All the money and privilege in the world, and this is how you choose to use it. Killing for the sake of killing. You're no better than a 12-drawl, a monster that deserves to die. A flattering comparison, though you seem to be forgetting the literal monster that stands before you. Ixox, I've brought you fresh prey. Eater, killer. Do it, do it. No! That would have been such a good meme. Oh, I haven't forgotten about you. A coward through and through, I knew. But one I thought had some pride. Guess I was wrong. It's time. Ixox is ours. Oh, you don't get that until, like, the hundreds? That's a shame. You didn't see that. Lady, I would think that someone in a position of wealth and power would know who I am. Like, by level 80, the Warrior of Light is a, like, world-renowned war hero. Like, is this all you're capable of? Killer, do it. Are you not satisfied with the prey I have provided? You'll have all that you want and more, but only if you obey. Kill them now, I demand it. Thunk. This ain't the Ixox I know, and I reckon Innocent Stork is the reason why. I can smell the wild grass on her, a less potent mixture than the one we doled out before. Just enough to keep Ixox at arm's length. But even that's too much for the visual senses. That's why it's addled and can't think straight. Even so, she's made a fool's bet. If Ixox Jmoons only tolerated innocent stork and her shenanigans to sate its own bloodlust, two apex predators can't make nice forever. I'm not done with you yet. Golius, you stubborn worm. What? Lamau. Get wrecked. Fucking destroyed. Maybe now it can concentrate on the fight. Alright, Arantel, give it everything you've got. Well, assuming that you didn't reset my bars. Oh, just doing the Rala special. Nice. Oh, shit. Hang on. Exit. F. You're wasting an awaken on this? Damn. Wahoo! Oh, restless beast, you find peace in death, As the serpent sheds its skin, relinquish this husk, that you may rise again to greet a new dawn. It's glowing with Arimidama. Spooky. Isn't Stork genuinely believed that she could bend such a creature to her will? That arrogance cost her life. She never understood what she was dealing with, or afforded its proper respect. She took her superiority for granted. But the power she wielded to flaunt the laws of men was powerless against the natural order. Goliath, Arantel, thank you for everything. It was a damn sight harder than I reckoned it'd be, but I finally avenged my brother in arms and fulfilled my duty. I once again hold my head high. The hunt is finished. All that remains is for me to face my punishment. Ixoc Shamoon might be dead, but we've still got a loose end or two to tie up. You haven't told us yet why you led us on a merry chase for innocent Stork. May as well come clean now. Well, when I was a young child, my merchant parents were slain by a wild creature on their travels. I meant what I said at Felgord Float when I told you I swore to save others from a similar fate. That's why I joined the Tornadoes. A commendable motivation. And then I met Innocent Stork, who explained with great enthusiasm that she shared my desire to protect others by bringing these beasts to heal. I thought I had found a kindred spirit. But I later realized she'd fed me nothing but lies. She used me to obtain information collected by the Tornadoes, all for the sake of identifying potential additions to her menagerie. I disclosed all manner of sensitive intelligence to her, believing it was in furtherance of her efforts to save lives. By the time I learned of her true intentions, it was too late. I confronted her, told her that I was going to inform my superiors. She smiled and laughed, and said she would unleash her fiends upon Gridania if I spoke a word, with some of her finest reserved specifically for my family. I'm guessing it was Innocent Stork's idea to have you join the investigation into Ixoc Shamoon. It was. There's no excuse for what I did. Allowing myself to become her pawn has led to so much needless suffering. Nothing I say or do will ever be enough to earn your forgiveness. Whatever punishment awaits me, I shall accept it gladly. Well, Arantel, what do you think? We'd better hand him over to the Adders. I was thinking the same thing. It's up to them to decide his punishment, not us. Quite right. I will request my superiors meet us at Quarry Mill, where I shall give a full account. It's settled then. Meet us there when you're ready. Wait a minute, that's not right. God damn it. Fucking world map. Serpent Captain? Oh, we're on the same rank. I take it there's more to your report than the slaying of Ixoc Shamoon. I appreciate you coming to see that justice is served. As a soldier of the Twin Adders, your actions are inexcusable. Once I have made my report, expulsion will be the least of your worries. There will likely be a trial. Where I come from, we don't take kindly to liars neither. Our word is our bond, and the violation of that trust demands punishment. But I will say this, the lies he told were to protect the people of Gridania. Not only that, the actions he took contributed directly to the defeat and death of Ixox Shamoon. I won't say the end justified the means, but it's not nothing. Duly noted. I trust you understand that this consideration may not change the outcome. Yes, sir. It ain't my place to tell you folks how to handle your business. I'm just a simple man who crossed the salt to kill a Vidral. But if Goliath isn't stuck in a cell for the foreseeable future, I got something he can help me with. You see, now that my business here is concluded, it's high time I made my way home. Trouble is, passage back is more than I can presently afford. I'm going to need to put in some work, and I reckon Goliath could help me find clients in need of a Viper's skills. For as a simple man who knows better than to tell us how to handle our business, you struck upon an intriguing solution. Well, I have spent a fair bit of time in the company of a silver-tongued someone. Well-known talker, warrior of light. Goliath, your conduct cannot easily be forgiven. Even so, it must be acknowledged that you played a vital role in the slaying of Ixox Shamoon. Swear to never again stray from the path of righteousness, and no charges will be brought against you. Moreover, I will accept your voluntary resignation as you did previously request. With this arrangement, you may yet pursue your dream of defending the innocent from nature's most deadly threats, in your capacity as Keshqua's assistant. What say you? I shall do as you ask. You have my word. Though I will bear the shame of my misdeeds for as long as I live, I shall endeavor to redeem myself through service to the people. You can start by finding me some beasties to slay. Well, seems like I'll be sticking around Eorzea a while longer. In the meantime, you're sure to find clients of your own. I reckon the continent's more than big enough for both of us. Wherever there are folks in need of a Viper, that's where we'll be. Oh, fucking no. We did it! Viper is in the past. 2 hours, not bad. Slightly longer than I was expecting it to be. So. Oh, no, hang on. There's a nougat up. Very, shit, what's his name? Asheron, coded. Now that I'm no longer an adder, I had no choice but to hand in my uniform. With my new garb, I'm ready to fend off forest-dwelling fiends alongside Keshqua. How goes it, Arntel? Hunted any challenging prey lately? Just like back in Tural, I've been working as a Viper, putting down all kinds of beasts. Only difference now is that Goliath is the one finding clients for me. We must be doing something right, because the guild's been rolling in. Still got a ways to go till I've earned enough for the ferry ride home, though. Goliath actually suggested suggested using his savings to pay for the trips to Ishgard and Sharlayan, so I can hunt marks further afield. I'm happy to go wherever I'm needed, even if getting there sets me back a few gil. Rad. How little are they paying you? Like, it's like the fare is only like 400 gil. I know it's a gameplay system. This has some terrifying implications for the economy of this game. You're to get to Kugane. Yeah, that's 300. You're Sharlayan. Yep, also 300. Are you Terral? No, you're no one. Fair, fair. Wait. Is it not? Is it from Sharlayan? Okay, it was like 600 gil? Really? Damn. Damn. They're paying you shit. Anyway. I think that'll do for today. I'm just tired. And I gotta work later. So I don't want to push myself too hard before I have to do a full shift. Lamau. So I want to thank anyone stopping by who did. We really appreciate anyone who gives them the time of day. Next time will be Pictomancer, and it could be tomorrow, but I wouldn't put money on it. So yeah, until I stream again, have a good one all.